Today, I want to talk to you about 4 forces that quietly decide the direction of your entire life. Not your luck, not your background, not your education. 4 forces: your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. Control these, and your life moves with clarity, confidence, and power. Lose control of them, and you're no longer leading your life. You're simply surviving it. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. Most people don't fall behind because they're not smart. Most people don't stay stuck because life is unfair. No, they stay stuck because their mouth speaks faster than their wisdom, their mood reacts faster than their logic, their money leaves faster than it comes, and their mind wanders faster than it focuses. The world is not destroying them. A lack of self-control is. Your mouth shapes your reputation. Your mood shapes your decisions. Your money shapes your future. And your mind shapes everything. If you want a powerful life, you don't start with motivation. You don't start with ambition. You start with mastery of yourself, the inner systems that determine how you speak, how you feel, how you think, and how you act. Today, we're going to break down these 4 forces one by one so you can stop living by reaction and start living by intention. Because if you don't take control of your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, the world will gladly control them for you. Your mouth is more than a tool for speaking. It is the front gate of your character, the broadcast station of your thoughts, values, intelligence, and self-control. Every word you release is a message about who you truly are. People lose opportunities in life not because they aren't capable, but because they never learn to control their mouth. They speak before thinking. They interrupt because silence makes them uncomfortable. They dominate conversations because they crave validation. They gossip because it makes them feel important. They complain because it's easier than taking responsibility. And they brag because insecurity needs an audience. But here's the truth. Your words build your future or burn it. One careless sentence can go viral. One sarcastic joke can destroy trust. One rude comment can end a relationship. One emotional outburst can erase 10 years of respect. Your mouth can be your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. Anyone can talk. Very few can communicate. Great communicators don't speak the loudest. They speak the clearest. They pause. They choose their words. They understand timing. They use their mouth like a surgeon uses a scalpel, not to cut everything, but to cut precisely. If you want to lead, influence, inspire, or be taken seriously, it starts with your mouth. Control your words, and you control your reputation, your opportunities, and your impact. Because in a world full of noise, clarity is power, and your mouth is where that power begins. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategic power. Most people talk because the silence scares them. They fill the air with noise because they fear what stillness might reveal about themselves. But the strongest people in the room are never the ones who speak the most. They are the ones who speak with purpose. Silence is a shield. Silence is a filter. Silence is a teacher. When you're angry, silence protects you from saying what you can't take back. When you're confused, silence gives your mind the space it needs to think clearly. When you're hurt, silence prevents emotional wounds from becoming verbal weapons. And when you're overwhelmed, silence brings your power back to the surface. You don't grow by speaking endlessly. You grow by listening intentionally. The world believes that loud equals strong, but the truth is simple. Strength is found in control, not volume. Great leaders listen more than they speak. Great thinkers pause before they respond. Wise people understand that silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. Ask yourself, are you speaking to add value? Or are you speaking to avoid discomfort? Your silence tells the world what kind of person you are, just as loudly as your words do. Use it with intention. Use it with discipline. Use it with wisdom. Because silence is not the absence of power. It is the maturity of power. Your greatest mistakes in life won't come from lack of intelligence. They won't come from lack of opportunity. They will come from the moments when your mood was stronger than your mind. Think about it. Anger makes you say things that humility could have prevented. Fear makes you run from opportunities courage could have claimed. Insecurity makes you misinterpret situations confidence could have understood. Envy distracts you from your path. Frustration blinds you from wisdom, and anxiety freezes the actions your future desperately needs. Your mood is a powerful force, but here's the truth most people never learn. Your mood, is your responsibility. Most failures are emotional, not intellectual. People walk away from relationships that could have healed. They quit on dreams that were about to grow. They lash out at people they love, not because it was the right decision, but because their mood hijacked their thinking. Your mood is temporary. Your decisions are permanent. Emotional maturity means learning to pause before you react, to breathe before you speak, to evaluate before you explode, to question the feeling instead of obeying it. Ask yourself, is this emotion telling the truth, or is it simply expressing the moment? You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control the emotional meaning you attach to it. And the people who win in life are not the ones who feel less. They're the ones who manage more. If you're choosing emotional discipline over emotional impulse this year, comment 8 below, so I know you're part of the 1% who refuse to be ruled by their moods. Because the moment you learn to control your mood, you stop being reactive and you start being unstoppable. Your mood doesn't stay inside you, it spreads. It leaks into every room you enter, every conversation you touch, every person who crosses your path. Whether you realize it or not, your emotional state becomes the emotional climate of your environment. One frustrated person can kill a team's energy. One anxious person can make a family feel unstable. One angry person can turn a peaceful day into chaos, and one emotionally reactive leader can destroy trust faster than any mistake ever could. Your mood is contagious, far more than your words. People may hear what you say, but they feel who you are. That's why emotional maturity matters, not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. There's a difference between expressing your feelings and dumping your chaos on others. There's a difference between being honest and being uncontrolled. There's a difference between sharing your struggle and spreading your instability. Strong people don't infect others with their moods. They stabilize the environment with their presence. Ask yourself, when you walk into a room, do you bring peace or do you bring pressure? Do people feel grounded or do they feel guarded? Your emotions are energy, and energy always transfers. Choose to be the person whose presence calms storms, not creates them. Because when you learn to regulate your own emotional climate, you elevate the emotional climate of everyone around you. Money is not just currency. Money is a mirror. It reflects your habits, your discipline, your priorities, and your self-control. Most people think they have a money problem, but what they really have is a behavior problem. If you can't manage a little, you won't manage a lot. If you can't control your spending, you won't control your future. If you don't know where your money is going, it's already gone. People go broke not because they earn too little, but because they spend without awareness. They chase every impulse. They buy to impress instead of improve. They upgrade lifestyles they haven't earned. They treat money like a toy instead of a tool. And then they wonder why stress follows them everywhere. Money demands respect. It multiplies for the disciplined and disappears from the careless. The truth is simple. You don't fix financial chaos with more income. You fix it with more discipline. Track your spending. Tell every dollar where to go. Build an emergency fund. Separate wants from needs. Learn the difference between investing and escaping. Your financial life changes the moment you stop asking, "Do I want this?" and start asking, "Does this move me closer to the person I'm trying to become?" Because when you control your money, you're not just protecting your bank account, you're protecting your future. Your financial future is not destroyed by one big mistake. It's destroyed by the small daily impulses you never question. One click, one swipe, one "I deserve this." One "it's just a small purchase," again and again and again. Modern companies study human behavior so well that they know how to make you spend without thinking. They place the "Buy Now" button where your emotions are most vulnerable. They design sales, timers, and shiny upgrades that hit your brain before your logic has a chance to speak. They sell convenience, but convenience costs you control. Impulse spending is not just a money problem. It is a self-control problem. It is emotional spending disguised as treating yourself. It is financial sabotage packaged as rewarding your stress. It is comfort over discipline, and comfort always collects interest later. Here's the truth few people admit. Most people aren't broke because of bills. They're broke because of habits. Habits of buying to impress. Habits of chasing instant pleasure. Habits of escaping boredom by spending. habits of numbing stress with purchases that create more stress. If you want financial power, learn the rule that protects the 1%. Wait 24 hours before buying anything you didn't plan for. If the desire fades, it wasn't a need, it was an impulse. And if the desire increases, you can now make the decision with clarity, not emotion. Discipline isn't saying no forever. It's saying not yet until your future is ready. If you're done letting impulse spending steal your strength, comment 8 below so I know you're taking your financial power back. Because the moment you break your impulse, you break your limits, and your wealth stops slipping through your fingers. One of the most life-changing skills you can learn is the ability to separate assets from liabilities, not just on paper, but in your daily decisions. An asset adds to your life, a liability takes from it. It's that simple. But most people get it wrong every single day. They buy things that drain their bank account, drain their energy, drain their time, and then call those purchases rewards, treats, or deserving it. But here's the truth. If it takes money out of your pocket every month, it's a liability, no matter how shiny it looks. And if it quietly puts money back into your pocket, even if it's boring, it's an asset. Rich people buy assets, broke people buy liabilities, and the middle class confuses the two. Liabilities look exciting. New cars, new gadgets, endless upgrades, lifestyle inflation. They make you feel successful while quietly draining your future. Assets look boring. Books, investments, skills, systems, savings, discipline. They don't give you quick pleasure, but they give you long-term freedom. Ask yourself, are you collecting items that impress people for 10 seconds or assets that feed your life for 10 years? Your financial destiny changes when your priorities change. Because every dollar you earn is a soldier. Send it into battle to build your future, not to fund your impulses. Your mind is the command center of your entire life. Every decision you make, every habit you form, every word you speak, every reaction you choose, all of it starts in your mind. But here's the problem. Most people never learn how to control their mind. They let it run wild like an untrained animal. They let every fear, every doubt, every insecurity take the wheel. They believe every thought that enters their head, even the ones planted by stress, comparison, trauma, or the opinions of others. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, confused, overwhelmed, and exhausted. Your mind is powerful, but it is also programmable. It becomes whatever you feed it. Negativity in, negativity out. Chaos in, anxiety out. Distraction in, procrastination out. Comparison in, insecurity out. Wisdom in, clarity out. Discipline in, progress out. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses which thoughts to keep and which thoughts to silence. Your mind will whisper lies. You're not enough. You're too late. You can't change. But you decide whether those lies become your identity. Ask yourself, is this thought a fact or is it just fear wearing a disguise? Your life rises or falls based on the quality of your thinking. Control your mind and you control your direction. Control your direction and you control your destiny. Because when your mind becomes disciplined, your life becomes unstoppable. Your mind is a fortress, but only if you guard the gates. If you don't protect what enters it, you will spend your entire life fighting battles you didn't choose. What you watch, what you read, who you follow, who you listen to, what you repeat. These are not small things. These are mental inputs, and they quietly shape your entire destiny. Garbage in, garbage out. Confusion in, hesitation out. Drama in, insecurity out. Noise in, distraction out. Wisdom in, clarity out. Purpose in, progress out. Most people aren't mentally weak. They're mentally overloaded. Their mind is drowning in news, gossip, comparison, arguments, notifications, and endless digital chaos. And then they wonder why they can't focus, can't decide, can't rest, can't grow. You must filter your inputs the same way you filter your finances, with discipline. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy. Limit voices that plant fear. Avoid conversations built on negativity. Choose mentors over noise. Choose books over drama. Choose silence over chaos. Focus is a superpower in a distracted world. If you cannot control what you allow into your mind, you cannot control what comes out of it. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind today? And is it building me or breaking me? Because the moment you learn to protect your mental inputs, your mind becomes lighter, your decisions become sharper, and your future becomes clearer. Self-control isn't punishment. Self-control is alignment. the ability to act according to your values instead of your impulses. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you choose patience over anger, every time you choose long-term over short-term, you're not just building a habit, you're building your identity. Self-respect isn't something you magically wake up with. Self-respect is something you earn through the choices no one sees. It's forged in the quiet decisions. Waking up when you said you would, saving when you could have spent, walking away when your ego wanted to fight, staying focused when comfort tried to seduce you. Strong people aren't strong because life was easy. They're strong because they learned to tell themselves no when it mattered. They built a reputation with themselves, a reputation of consistency, integrity, and discipline. Weak lives are built on broken promises. Strong lives are built on kept promises. Ask yourself, can you trust yourself to do what you said you would do? Because trust is the foundation of confidence, and confidence is the foundation of destiny. You don't need perfection. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to win the small battles inside your day, the battles that shape your character when no one is watching. Because when you gain control over yourself, you gain something far more valuable than applause. You gain self-respect. And self-respect creates a life nothing can shake. Control your mouth, and you protect your reputation. Control your mood, and you protect your decisions. Control your money, and you protect your future. Control your mind, and you protect everything. These four forces decide the quality of your life far more than luck, talent, or circumstance ever will. Your mouth shapes how the world sees you. Your mood shapes how you react to life. Your money shapes the opportunities available to you. And your mind shapes the direction of your destiny. Most people lose not because the world is too hard, but because they have not yet learned to lead themselves. They speak without thinking, react without pausing, spend without discipline, and think without intention. But you are choosing something different. You're choosing clarity over noise, discipline over impulse, intention over reaction, self-leadership over self-sabotage. And when you do that, life begins to open in ways you never imagined. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more luck. You need more self-mastery. Because the greatest power is not found in controlling others. The greatest power is found in mastering yourself. So today, make this declaration. I will control my mouth. I will control my mood. I will control my money. I will control my mind. If this message spoke to you, comment 8 below, share your goals, and make today the day you take back the steering wheel of your life. Your future is waiting, and it listens to the voice of the person you choose to become.